Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into the Mahabharata, but maybe from an angle you haven't considered.
That's right.
Not the huge armies, not the main heroes necessarily, but focusing on one warrior, someone with the power, honestly, to end the whole thing single-handedly.
Yet he never fought. Barbarika.
Barbarika, exactly. We're really unpacking his story today, this profound, almost paradoxical journey.
Yeah, this deep dive is all about understanding, well, how did this almost invincible warrior go from being a kind of footnote in the Kurukshetra War to becoming Khatu Shyamji? I mean, a primary deity for millions today in the Kali Yuga.
It's an incredible transformation.
And our sources, they really challenge us, don't they?
Yeah.
To grasp the true spiritual cost of Dharma and, the shocking sacrifice Krishna actually asked of him.
And the foundation of his power. It's
Yeah.
just, wow, his lineage is almost unbelievable. Grandson of Bhima, yes.
Yes, son of Ghatotkacha and Marvi.
Morvi, daughter of Nagraj Vasuki, the Serpent King.
Right. And what's really crucial there, you see, is the merging of these different realms. You've got human, Rakshasa, through Ghatotkacha, and then divine or serpentine, the Naga element.
So a mix of everything.
He was literally born with this potential to transcend normal conflict.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just birthright. He didn't just rely on that.
No, definitely not. He earned his ultimate power. Intense penance, tapasya, dedicated to Lord Shiva.
That's the key.
And Shiva, pleased, grants him this incredible boon, the Teen Bayandari, the holder of 3 arrows.
And the divine bow. Shiva himself declared these weapons could conquer the Troilok, the 3 worlds.
The 3 worlds. It sounds, mythological, almost like a fantasy story.
It does, but if you actually look at the mechanics of these arrows, it was an absolute unbeatable system, a targeting system.
Okay.
The power wasn't brute force. It was their infallibility, the Amonga quality. They could not miss.
Right. Tell us how that worked, because that system, it's really the centerpiece of his whole story, isn't it?
It really is. It's a 3-step process, basically. The first arrow, it flies out and precisely marks every single person or object that's destined for destruction.
Wow. Okay, so like a comprehensive tagging system.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second arrow flies out. It marks those Barbarika wants to save or protect.
So control, precision.
Ultimate precision. It allows for that distinction.
And the third arrow, the decisive one.
That's the finisher. That arrow launches,
Yeah.
and just like that, in a single moment, destroys everything marked by the first arrow.
Everything, instantly.
Instantly. And crucially, no matter how far away or if they're hidden, it doesn't matter. It destroys them and then returns straight back to his quiver, ready to go again.
Unbelievable.
This system, it means no army, no defense could possibly stand against him for more than, well, a few seconds.
So that makes him the ultimate wild card in any conflict.
Completely.
But all that raw power, it was guided, wasn't it, by a specific code, something his mother taught him.
Yes, a single righteous code.
What was that critical vow he took?
It was simple on the surface, but devastatingly complex when you think about war. He must always assist the weaker side, the Kamzor patch.
Always the weaker side. Okay, wait. If the Pandavas were, clearly the weaker side at the start.
Which they were, numerically, resource-wise.
Right, so why didn't Krishna just let Barbarika join them? Guarantee the win. Why did Krishna see this vow, combined with those arrows, as such a fundamental threat, a threat to Dharma itself?
Because it creates this inherent, almost self-canceling paradox. Think about it.
Okay.
Barbarika joins the Pandavas. They're weaker. He makes them stronger, maybe instantly the strongest side.
Right, and the moment they become the stronger side.
That vow kicks in. He has to switch allegiance. He's now bound to fight for the Kauravas, who are now the weaker ones,
Which will just flip the balance right back.
forcing him to switch again.
Oh, wow.
It's the definition of an infinite loop. He would literally prevent the war from ever ending. It could just go back and forth forever.
And the Dharma Yuddha, this righteous war, it needed a conclusion, a finality for the divine plan.
Absolutely. But Barbarika's presence, his power tied to that vow, guaranteed perpetual conflict, endless war.
So Krishna had to step in.
He had to intervene.
But not like announcing himself immediately. He came in disguise, right, as a humble Brahmin.
Exactly. Found Barbarika on his famous blue horse, heading towards the battlefield, Kurukshetra, and the meeting. It was a subtle test, a test of the arrow's absolute power.
What did you?
Krishna scattered some fallen leaves from a peepal tree, and then sort of sneakily hid one single leaf completely under his foot.
Okay.
Then he challenged Barbarika, pin all these leaves together with one arrow, but just the ones on the ground. This is a critical test, you see, of the arrow's Sarvajña quality. its omniscience.
Could it know about the hidden leaf? That was the question.
Precisely. And when Barbarica fired, what happened?
Well, what did happen?
The arrow shot out, pierced every single visible leaf perfectly. But then it stopped. It didn't return.
It didn't go back to the quiver.
No. It started hovering. Intensely. Right around Krishna's foot.
Oh, wow. Demanding access.
He was demanding access to that hidden leaf, proving it could perceive the intended target, hidden or not.
Krishna must have been, well, maybe not surprised, but definitely impressed. Astonished, perhaps.
Taken aback, certainly. He lifted his foot, the arrow instantly pierced that final leaf, and only then did it return to the quiver.
That must have sealed it for Krishna. The power was genuinely absolute. No loopholes.
It did. And there's this really powerful moment of wisdom here, too. Krishna, still in disguise, kind of playfully asks, well, what if the arrow targeted me, this Brahmin?
And Barbarica's answer, it showed he knew more than he let on, didn't it? He saw through the disguise.
His response was profound. He said something like, my arrow won't reach you, Prabhu, calling him Lord, because you are not the target. You are the master of the target.
Wow.
That was the moment I think Krishna knew. This warrior wasn't just immensely powerful, but also a true devotee, ready for the highest spiritual duty.
So the game was up. The testing phase was over.
Yes. Krishna revealed his true divine form, and then he laid down the ultimate demand. Profound. Difficult.
The demand for Sheesh done. The sacrifice of his head.
The head sacrifice.
Why? Why was the blood, the head of this specific hero needed before the battle could even begin? What was the spiritual logic?
This is really the core justification. For Dharma, for righteousness, to truly prevail, the victory couldn't just be won. It had to be, let's say, divinely executed. A purging of unrighteousness from the earth.
Okay.
If Barbarica fought, the war's outcome would be driven by his power, his human vow. It would overshadow the spiritual necessity, the divine hand guiding the outcome.
So his participation, even on the right side initially, would have corrupted the spiritual purpose of the war. Made it about might, not right.
In a way, yes. The sacrifice was required to ensure the final result was clearly attributable to divine will, to Krishna's plan, not just superior mortal strength, however well-intentioned.
Only by sacrificing the one person who could arguably guarantee victory through sheer power. Only then could the victory of Dharma itself be ensured.
Precisely. It had to be a divine victory, not a victory won by Barbarica's arrows switching sides endlessly.
And Barbarica's reaction to this demand, that's key to his legacy, isn't it? He didn't argue or grieve the loss of his power.
Not at all. He's presented as the absolute model of surrender. Samarpan. He basically declared, if my head ensures Dharma's victory, then I offer it gladly, happily.
Incredible acceptance. But he did have one request, right?
Just one. He asked to witness the entire war, to see it all unfold.
And Krishna granted this.
Yes. Promised that his severed head would be placed high up on a mountain overlooking Kurukshetra, giving him this unparalleled, complete view of the whole 18-day conflict.
So he went from being the potential game changer, the ultimate warrior,
to the ultimate objective witness, the supreme observer.
Amazing. Fast forward, the war ends. The Pandavas, the righteous side, they've won. But then...
Then comes the inevitable human element, ego. Ahankar creeps in.
Understandable, perhaps?
Oh, completely. After all that bloodshed, sacrifice, trauma, the victorious Panda will start debating fiercely. Who was really responsible for the victory? Was it Arjuna's archery? Bhima's strength? Yudhishthira's strategy?
They wanted the credit. Understandable, as you say.
So Krishna, seeing this, offers the perfect solution, the perfect judge. He says, why argue amongst yourselves? Let's ask the only witness who saw everything, impartially.
The head of Barbarica.
The head of Barbarica.
Mm-hmm.
And its testimony. This is the ultimate moment of clarity about the war's true nature and purpose.
What did the head say? What was the testimony?
Barbarica's head replied simply that from its vantage point, it saw only one force truly active on the battlefield.
Which was?
Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra, moving everywhere, destroying the unrighteous, and Krishna himself wielding it.
Wow.
He affirmed that the real victor, the one executing the divine plan from start to finish, was only Krishna, nobody else.
That must have humbled the Pandavas, stripped away that ego immediately.
Exactly. It taught them the vital lesson. Victory came from divine will and grace, not just their personal skill or prowess.
And Krishna, he didn't forget Barbarica's sacrifice. His absolute submission. He made a promise, a prophecy about his future.
A profound one. He promised that Barbarica would be worshipped, specifically as Shyam, which is one of Krishna's own names and forms in the coming age, the Kali Yuga,
As Shyam.
and his purpose in this new age. to specifically remove the suffering of devotees, to be a source of solace, a destiny, you could argue, far greater than being just an undefeated warrior or an earthly king.
So how did this actually happen? Centuries pass after the Mahabharata. How does Babarika, the warrior witness, eventually become Khatu Shamji, the established deity we know today in Rajasthan?
Well, the story goes that the holy head was eventually rediscovered, many centuries later, in Khatu village, that's in the Sakar district of Rajasthan.
How was it found?
Apparently, it followed a dream, an instruction given in a dream to the local king, Raja Roop Singh Chauhan. He was told to retrieve the head and build a temple to enshrine it.
Fulfilling Krishna's promise from ages ago.
Exactly. Establishing Khatu Dham, the sacred site.
And today, millions worship Khatu Shamji, he's often called. It's a beautiful name. Harde Ke Sahar.
The support of the defeated.
Why that specific title? Why is he uniquely known as the refuge for those who feel defeated in this current age, the Kali Yuga?
I think it goes back to Krishna's foresight. He recognized that in the complexities and, frankly, the spiritual difficulties of the Kali Yuga, many people would find the path of rigorous, complex devotion, well, just too hard, too demanding.
Life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. So Babarika, now as Shaim, was essentially designated as this easily accessible refuge. A direct line, you could say, for those who are broken, disappointed, maybe feel completely lost or defeated by life's struggles.
He offers immediate comfort.
Immediate comfort, strength, especially to those who call upon him with a true, sincere heart. That's the key.
So his appeal is really universal because it bypasses maybe complex rituals and focuses purely on sincerity.
Absolutely. That's the core teaching associated with the Khatu Shamji. True devotion, it doesn't require vast wealth or intricate knowledge of scriptures or, Kathor Vidi, harsh, difficult rituals.
It's needed.
A true heart, Satra Friday, sincerity. He's said to respond very quickly to pure love and genuine surrender.
It's amazing. We started this deep dive talking about the ultimate warrior. 3 arrows, invincible power, could win any war. And we end with a deity whose defining characteristic is complete surrender. Submission for the greater good. His story really is the epitome of that, isn't it?
It truly is. Babarika's immense power was meant, paradoxically, to help the weaker side. But demonstrating true heroism, the highest form of dharma, required him to sacrifice that very power.
Giving up the thing that made him unique.
Exactly. Giving up his greatest strength to serve the higher good. And through that submission, he gained something far greater, didn't he? An eternal status as Shyam, a beloved deity.
What a profound spiritual lesson tucked away inside the epic narrative. The man with the arrows to conquer the universe chooses self-negation to ensure righteousness prevails.
It makes you think, doesn't it? So maybe a final thought for you to reflect on. Consider the ultimate paradox here. The warrior whose power was so immense, it literally threatened to stop the war entirely.
Yeah.
Chose the ultimate act of self-sacrifice to ensure that war reached its destined, righteous conclusion. What does that teach us? Maybe that's sometimes giving up your greatest, most cherished strength. Perhaps that's the only path, the highest form of duty, the deepest act of devotion.
A powerful thought to leave us with.
Jai Shri Shyam.